Hi everybody, this here is a friend of mine, Amelia Tallon, and Amelia and I have been friends for, approximately 4 or so years now. She reached out when I was making some World of Warcraft videos, and we've had a lot of laughs. She's a really sweet person, very funny indeed, great to talk to, and I'm very grateful to be classed amongst her friends. Amelia herself, well, she's had a variety of jobs in her time. She was actually Miss June 2012 for Playboy magazine, which was a great feat in itself. She was also part of their gaming channel, Gaming Next Door, and currently she's actually getting involved in some really interesting culinary stuff. So fingers crossed that pops up very soon indeed. However, Amelia was selling some prints the other day, and I couldn't help but have a little bit of fun at her expense. So I purchased this particular one for obvious reasons, and I asked that she put this message, because you see, personalised messages are encouraged. And it reads, "Dear Az, thank you for making this really awkward to sign, as I know you bought this to make me blush, because I know you and I have my fun bags out. Love, Amelia." Aww. I'm such a good friend, aren't I? Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I am a good friend. Don't look at me like that. And if you stick around after the end credits, I'll add a little bit extra for you. So, anywho, I thought today, being Saturday, I actually wanted to do a fun video. A fun video and a positive video. Hence the title. That is a positive title. I could have put, how badly has Anthem sold? No, positive as, Saturday as, weekend as. Going with the positivity. The HIV positivity. And it says, how well has Anthem sold? I thought we could delve into this mystery. And the reason why I chose to do it today is because it's 3 weeks, I think, since Anthem released. I mean, it came out for the plebs, you know, the scum, on the 22nd of February. I think that was the 4th of the launches, but it released for the money bags on the 15th of February. The people who actually paid for the Origin premiere, you know, the extra bucks so they could get a week of early play. I'm pretty sure that didn't have any effect on sales whatsoever. Bit like Mass Effect Andromeda, but that's by the by. But the reason why I thought I'd delve into this mystery after 3 weeks is because of this article. All articles I refer to in today's video, as always, linked in the description box down below. Go check them out in their entirety. Now this one here runs with the title of EA predicts Anthem will sell 6 million copies in 6 weeks. Now, I do want to stress that the articles I'm also going to go through cover different time frames. This one is actually from the beginning of February, and then we're going to have one from a couple of weeks ago, and then we're going to have one from just a few days ago. And it's interesting to see the rhetoric in these articles. But this one starts off very positively indeed. So, of course, at the end of March, it's going to be the end of the fiscal year. A bit of a horrible time, to be perfectly honest with you, because then we can work out taxes for the next year and all that kind of stuff. But for big businesses like EA, this, of course, is when they have a cut-off for the shareholders as well. So they got to get the monies in. And this is probably one of the reasons why Anthem came out when it did, as opposed to 9 months later when it might actually have some... Okay, so what does this article actually delve into? Well, it says, let's go into this. EA expects BioWare's Anthem to sell 6 million copies before the end of the fiscal year. Per Games Industry, EA's CFO, that is Chief Finance Officer. We've delved into these before. Blake Jorgensen said the publisher has predicted that BioWare's Anthem will sell 6 million copies before the fiscal year ends on March 21st. CEO Andrew Wilson Sorry, I just had some phlegm in my mouth for some reason. Additionally, told investors that the demo left players, quote, realizing it, being Anthem, is a game unlike any other game they've... I promised myself I would get through this sentence without laughing. Sorry, I'll start again. Realizing it, Anthem, is a game unlike any other game they've ever played. Correct. Because other games that I've played actually load in once in a while. Unlike Anthem, which is a perpetual loading screen. Sorry. And also, of course, has the fantastic bugs which go alongside of it as well. We think that there's a great opportunity, not just this year. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm going to be professional about this. Not just for this year for Anthem, but that should sell well for a long period of time. I told you it was going to be a fun video. As we add more content. No, get rid of the more and just put as we add content in the live service plan. Because there's no content now. Said Wilson. So EA are predicting that since its release on the 15th, because that's when it's officially released for them, of course, not the plebs who got on the 22nd, they're going to sell 6 million units of Anthem before the end of March 31st. Okay. So, right. Now we're going to have to bring the video down a bit. Now we're going to have to deal with some sad news. So this is an article from a couple of weeks back from Games Rant. You probably would have seen this scattered around the other places. But this one runs with the title, Anthem sold 10% of what Destiny 1 sold in UK retail. Boo to the UK! They clearly do not know a good video game when they see one. Without doubt, the launch of Electronic Arts and BioWare's new action RPG Anthem hasn't been without its flaws. In other news, Az hasn't got hair. Whether it's due to the inordinate amount of lengthy loading times, the unpredictable server disconnects during expeditions, or even the sizable surprise update. No, no, that is the least of the problems, to be perfectly honest with you. The lack of content, the lack of anything to do, the lack of true gear. Forget it. The fact that a level 1 weapon is the best weapon in the game. Forget it. Let's get on to the actual nitty-gritty of this article. This is a positive video after all. This information regarding Anthem's physical sales in the UK comes from the video games industry analyst Nico Partners. Daniel Ahmed. If these details are accurate, then it means that roughly 40,000 boxed copies of Anthem were sold in the UK during its first week, which is actually technically its second week. You dig? Yeah. Because the physical retail didn't release until the 22nd of February. Whereas Destiny sold around 417,000 tangible. That means physical. You can touch it. You can hold it. Tangible copies in the region during its first week. Now, of course, there is a bigger leaning today towards digital. How much? 90%? Not likely. So, not doing particularly well. But they do cite that it's still worth knowing that it topped the UK charts. It did come number 1 in the UK charts, and it knocked Metro Exodus into second spot. Metro Exodus didn't beat it. However, that is also slightly misleading, because although it sold more copies than Metro Exodus, it actually made less money, because Anthem went on sale almost immediately from launch in the UK, whereas Metro Exodus didn't and maintained its price throughout. So Metro Exodus actually made more money than Anthem in its first week, even though Anthem sold physically more copies and came higher in the chart. That's by the by. So now we need to do the same people, but let's positive this up a little bit. Now this says Anthem, and this is from a few days ago, 3rd, so approximately a week ago. Anthem almost sold out in Japan during its debut week. Oh, right, now we're talking. So we've had a rocky release. There's no doubt about it. We've seen it go on sale all over the place. Germany, UK, really hitting like £30-35 in the UK. Germany knocking off about 33% off the RRP. Okay, so that's bad stuff. But Japan, they're going to turn it all around. They are going to turn this all around. Anthem has almost sold out physical copies. This is good news for EA. So Anthem has been an interesting case since its initial launch a few weeks ago, releasing to less than stellar reviews, but managing to carve out its own fan base. All right, if you say so. Despite this passionate base, I think they're reaching, the game has sold well in some regions. Here we go. Only selling 10% of what Destiny 1 did during its first week in the UK. All right, don't get all negative, Game Rant. All right, fucking hell. Come on. However, it appears Anthem may be making up for it in a different market. Yeah, there's a reason why I'm not showing you. So, this is it. It all turns around here. Anthem almost managed to sell completely out of physical copies during its first week in Japan, selling roughly 92% of its retail copies. All right. Okay, EA, you've got me. So how much did it sell? Well, it sold 78,000. Oh. So they didn't have a lot of copies then, really. And if you remember, if you watched my video from a couple of days back when I was talking about the really poor sales of Dead or Alive 6, which released and sold only 26,000, about a third of what Anthem sold, I then referred to Dynasty Warriors 9 that time last year, last February 2017, which was heavily criticised by players and critics alike, and that sold 117,000 copies. 78,000 copies. Okay, look. Let's just kind of say what it is here. Anthem don't look to be selling well at all. Fluctuating prices all across the board. And with only 3 weeks left until the end of this financial year, there'll only be a matter of, a month or so, 6 weeks, until we find out exactly how well Anthem sold leading up to the end of the fiscal year, as EA will have to give those numbers to the shareholders. So, 6 million units? Call me cynical, but I don't think it's got anywhere close to that at all. And if I was to guesstimate, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to guesstimate, I would say Anthem has probably sold in the region of 2.5 to 3.5 million units. And that would be pretty damn disastrous if it does prove to be the case. So, why don't we all have a little bit of a game in the comment section down below? How many units has Anthem sold? Because EA have got 3 weeks to shift as many as possible. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now. Okay, so I promised you a little bit extra at the end of this video. And just got my phone here. I'm going to show you the message that Amelia sent to me immediately after I had made the purchase. My phone went off no more than 2 minutes later, and it was this. I'm sure she won't mind me showing you. I told you, I'm such a good friend.